This week in New Delhi, something interesting happened. The kind of thing that doesn't grab headlines, but quietly shifts global power. Vladimir Putin landed in India for a 2-day state visit. It wasn't just diplomatic theater. By the end of the trip, he and Prime Minister Narendra Modi had agreed to deepen cooperation in energy, defense, and trade, and even set a goal of reaching $100 billion in annual trade by 2030. So what does that actually mean? Let's step back for a second. Since the invasion of Ukraine, Western sanctions have been built around one big idea: cut off Russia's oil money, and you limit its ability to fund a war. Europe reduced purchases, shipping and insurance rules tightened, and from the outside, it looked like Russia's energy lifeline was shrinking. But that's not what happened. Instead, Russia pivoted east, and the country that stepped in to buy all that discounted oil was India. For India, cheap crude is a gift. It feeds a growing economy, keeps domestic energy prices manageable, and gives New Delhi leverage in negotiations with both the West and China. For Russia, those purchases became a financial cushion, a way to keep revenue flowing even as Europe backed away. And this summit? It just took that ad hoc relationship and turned it into something much more permanent. Putin promised uninterrupted shipments of oil, gas, and coal to India, even as the United States pressures New Delhi to reduce those purchases. India responded by calling Russia a trustworthy supplier and agreed to expand cooperation in areas that go far beyond energy: nuclear power, fertilizer supply chains, shipping corridors, and even joint defense manufacturing on Indian soil. So what looks like a routine bilateral meeting is actually three deeper systems locking into place. First, sanctions leakage. Instead of cutting Russia off, sanctions reroute its exports. The oil still flows, it just goes through different buyers and different shipping networks. Second, India's growing leverage. Buying cheap Russian oil gives New Delhi economic breathing room, but it also gives India bargaining power in both directions, toward the West and toward Moscow. Third, long-term infrastructure. Energy contracts end, but nuclear plants, defense factories, and multi-year trade roadmaps don't. They're much harder to unwind, and that's what makes this summit significant. For Washington, this creates a problem. For Moscow, it's a lifeline. And for everyone else watching, it raises a bigger question. If a major economy is always willing to buy discounted energy, can sanctions ever fully isolate a producer like Russia?